from College Station, Texas. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna sorry. Hare Krishna Vinita Gandharika Devi Madhya Hasti Mataji, Dandat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Thank you very much, Mataji, for your services and for joining every single day and giving your beautiful service to Bhakti Sangha. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Neetu from Baltimore.
Hare Krishna Neetu Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Thank you very much, Mataji, for joining every single day without missing. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Kirtidas Sundari Devidas Mataji, for your beautiful chanting. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Yeah. Hare Krishna Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances to all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. Thank you very much, Mataji, for joining and giving your beautiful services to Bhakti Sangha. And now, before we start our today's session, I would like to read our Srila Prabhupada's quote for 14th March. There is a story that one fool was sitting on a branch of a tree and he was cutting off. And somebody said, "You will fall down." Ha, fall down. But when he fell down, he said, "Oh, you are a great astrologer." So who goes to the astrologer? Only fools and rascals. No sane man goes. What is to happen? That will happen. Why shall I go to the astrologer? Go to astrologer. Mayapur, March 14, 1976. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So today we are so fortunate. All welcome to the Bhakti Sangha Japa group. All devotees. Today we are fortunate to have His Grace Govardhan Giri Prabhuji on the topic of Chaitanya Bhagavat chapter 9, verses number 62 to 74. And thank you very much, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to Guru Maharaj. Thank you very much, Prabhuji, for giving your very valuable time and association to us this morning and enlightening us on the topic of Mahaprakash Leela of the Lord. I now hand over call to you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tado Jayamudiriye Danashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatyuttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Kam Karoti Vachalam Bangam Lankhaite Girim Yatkripatamaham Vande Sri Gurudharinam Brahmanandamadhavam Sri Chaitanya Iswaram Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Dinamine Aste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Bhascharti Deshadarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhakti Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. So we are talking today on the Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat Mdhya khanda chapter that is dealing with the Mahaprakash Leela of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We have been asked to read from Sloka 62 onwards. Up till 74 we shall be reading today. This is the part that explains how Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is exhibiting himself, rather revealing himself to be the Supreme Personality of Godhead to a very select group of confidential devotees. This is very significant in the light of the fact that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is otherwise called as Channavatara. That means the general public do not know that this is the Supreme Personality of God. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would go to great lengths to keep it that. And therefore, we see that, even in Bharatavarsha, a lot of people accept Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as a saint. In Indian schools, they teach saints of the Bhakti movement. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is covered in that subject as one of the saints, actually. So therefore, we can understand that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very, successfully he hid himself in the form of a devotee saint. And as I said, the outsiders see him as one of the people who spread bhakti through Bharatavarsha. That is what they are thinking. And that is because the Lord wanted it to be that way. Although at that time, the Lord spread it only in the different parts of Bharatavarsha. Later on, his Senapati Bhakta would come and spread the Hare Krishna Mahamantra throughout the world. That is very wonderful and also inconceivable as to why the Lord wouldn't do it at that time and why Srila Prabhupada would do it, 500 years later. Very inconceivable, all these things, when we think of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his Leela. And also especially given the fact that, Krishnadas Kaviraja Goswami, the Adi Leela, we see each chapter beginning with Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami reciting a prayer glorifying Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In one of the chapters, there is this sloka, Kripa Sudha Saridyasya Vishwam Aplavayantyapi Nichagaiva Sada Bhati Tam Chaitanya Prabhu Bhaje. I worship Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, whose nectarian mercy flows like a great river, inundating the entire universe. Just as the river flows downstream, Lord Chaitanya especially extends himself to the fallen. So, without openly exhibiting himself to be the Supreme Lord, he, however, acted in such a way that even the most fallen of the human beings are getting the opportunity through Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to understand the supreme absolute truth, Bhagavan Sri Krishna. Again, as I say, it is very wonderful and inconceivable. We cannot understand how this is happening. So therefore, this Mahaprakash Leela is very astonishing, that he appears as Radha Bhava Achadida, as it is said, with Radharani's, Srimati Radharani's bhav of the topmost level of bhakti, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appears. And we understand that the internal reason is that the Lord wants to experience that pure love that Srimati Radharani has for Krishna. And again, it is inconceivable as to how Krishna wouldn't know that, because after all, Sri Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the reservoir of all knowledge. Everything that is to be known actually emanates from him. He is the source of everything. But somehow, very inconceivably, he himself says that I don't understand Srimati Radharani's love for me, and so he comes as Sri Chaitanya. And then he goes out to give the topmost gift in the simplest way. The topmost gift, because understanding Krishna is the most difficult thing for any jiva. You may be a great jnani and understand Brahman, but then going beyond Brahman, or you may even be a great yogi and have some understanding of Paramatma. But to come to a level of understanding Krishna is actually topmost and very rarely attained. This is what the Shastras say. It is very sudurlabha. Krishna himself says that such a person is sudurlabha, means very rare. Durlabha, rare, sudurlabha, very, very rare, like that. Adding one adjective to make sure that it is not so easy or it is not so widely available. However, we see that Lord Krishna saying that it is very rare, it is attained after many, many births, Bahunam Janmanamante Vasudevam Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudurlabha. Very, very rare such Mahatmas. But here we see that same Krishna as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. What was Sudurlabha, he makes it Sulabha. Very easy. Come and take. Like how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that I have opened the treasure chest of Krishna Prema so that everybody can come and loot it. So like that he is giving. All while acting himself to be a devotee. And why everybody or why the general public is not able to understand that this devotee or this person who seems to be a devotee is, they don't understand that he is a Supreme Personality. Why? Because like Kunti Devi says, Nato Natya Tharo Yatha, you are such an expert actor that nobody knows that you are acting. So he's acting like Yadu, Yadu Vamshi. He's acting like a king, he's acting like a prince, he's acting in so many different ways. And Kunti Maharani says that, you are actually the Supreme Personality of Godhead and you are acting like all these people. Running away from the battle, cheating girls, and all these things you are doing. Because you are such an expert actor. So that same actor, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he comes as a devotee and nobody is able to understand that this is the Supreme Personality. However, in this Mahaprakash Leela, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is actually only revealing to a very select about his supremes. And thereby giving great pleasure to his followers. Because for a devotee, nothing gives more pleasure than seeing the Lord. That is what the Shloka 62 says. Parama prakata rupa prabhura prakash deki paranande dubilena sarvadas. Seeing the supreme manifestation of the Lord's form, all his servants merged in an ocean of bliss. So, seeing the Lord exhibiting the supreme form and all the devotees, the assembled devotees who were assembled there at that time, they were all in complete bliss. At the same time, we should also understand that it is not that their bliss increased due to finding out that he is the Supreme Personality. Not like that. In a similar way, just like the gopis, they loved Krishna as Krishna, the cowherd boy. Beyond that, they were not bothered, actually. They were not, what do you call, dumbfounded by the Aishwarya of Krishna. They were not astonished by the fact that, when he revealed himself that, I am Narayana. So they were not at all impressed. Why? Because for them, the Prema Bhajana, their object of ultimate love is Krishna. Beyond that, they don't care. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's followers also, for them, he is everything. Prana Dhana. That means wealth, your life's wealth. All of us, we have Prana Dhana, or wealth that we consider equivalent to our life. We are investing that in so many different things. Some material wealth, some familial relationships, and things like that. We consider that to be our investment. And that is also at many levels, that is a very deep, strong, emotional investment. And that makes that bond very strong. Which means we are getting tied up to the material situation more and more, stronger and stronger, making it difficult, more and more difficult to unentangle. But for the devotees of the Supreme, they are investing everything in the Lord only. Therefore, the Lord acts as their supreme object of bliss. They are not dependent on anything else to become blissful. Whereas we, the conditioned soul, we are dependent on so many external factors for our bliss. Is it not? Our happiness is outsourced to so many different, various factors. And if all those boxes are not ticked in, somehow our happiness does not kickstart at all. And even if it starts, stops, stutters. That kind of happiness only we get. Why? Because we are investing in the our energies in the wrong place. We are investing our emotions in the wrong place. And therefore, the result will always be starting, stuttering, stopping, starting, stuttering, stopping, like that. However, the devotees of the Lord, they are different. As they've invested all their love in that supreme reciprocator of love, therefore they are getting absolute, complete reciprocation. That is everlasting. There is no stop, start, stutter in the pure devotee's relationship with the Supreme Lord. It is ever increasing. Anandam Budi Vardhanam. The ocean of bliss is ever increasing for the devotee who chants Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. That Sri Krishna Sankirtanam is actually helping the devotee enjoy the ever increasing ocean of bliss. So that is the bliss that is indicated here, that the devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they see the Lord and they feel blissful. And it is for the naked eye, or rather for the untrained eyes, for those conditioned living entities who hear about this, is not able to relate so totally with this. when Vrindavan Das Thakur says that, simply seeing him, they were all dubilena. They're all sort of immersed in that parananda, that bliss. However, that bliss is attainable. How? When we worship the lotus feet of the Lord, that bliss becomes attainable. So, Sarvamaya Guchaya Prabhu Gaurachandra Sri Charana Dilena Pujaye Bhakta Vrinda. Lord Gaurachandra spontaneously extended his lotus feet, which were worshipped by all the devotees. So, the lotus feet of the Lord, that is what all the pure devotees want to attain. Why? Because all the great personalities are actually situated at the lotus feet of the Lord. Therefore, the lotus feet of the Lord becomes, the dearmost place for all the devotees. Why? Because all great devotees are there. And devotees want to be situated at the feet of great devotees. Therefore, it becomes the most crowded place. The entire creation is the lotus feet of the Lord. Because everybody is there. All the pure devotees are there, worshipping. And all the transcendentalists, the personal transcendentalists, all the personalists are all looking, they are desiring to attain this. What? Service to the lotus feet of the Lord. And all these great personalities, many other places it keeps getting mentioned, that they're all desiring this and doing so many things to attain this through many, many births. Because it is not so easily, he doesn't give it so easily. He doesn't give it so easily. That kind of service, the Lord. So therefore, here we see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very approachable. Srila Rupa Goswami calls him Mahavadanyaya, most magnanimous, even more magnanimous than Lord Krishna himself. Lord Krishna is not so magnanimous when it comes to giving away this kind of opportunity, because he knows that, once he does that, he becomes, the servant of his devotee. So therefore, he gives it very, very, selectively. There can only be one Nanda whose Paduka Krishna will carry on his head. So you cannot, everybody cannot aspire to be Nanda. That is eternally taken. There can be only one Yashoda in the entire creation who can tie Krishna to that grinding mortar. Nobody else will get that opportunity. So these are all very, very rarely attained, and it is attained by all the topmost personalities. And he gives it very selectively with great difficulty. And as Krishna, in giving his instructions, he put so many conditions. Sarva dharman parityajya, give up everything. Only then. Conditional. But here, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come and he's telling, I have opened the treasure chest, come and loot. See the difference. So Mahavadanyaya. So Srila Rupa Goswami says, you are Mahavadanyaya. You are the most magnanimous. that your bhakti to you is very rarely attained. But now you are just giving it away. And Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami in this particular shloka, Nicha Gaiva Sadabhati Tam Chaitanya Prabhum Bhaje. Nicha Ga Eva, more inclined to the poor and fallen. So, the acaryas say that when it comes to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the qualification is actually how greatly fallen one is. Because he is giving special consideration. And considering that in Kali Yuga, almost everyone is very greatly fallen only. So therefore that matches very nicely. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's, the mood of that ultra magnanimity matches very well with the totally unqualified, most fallen people of Kali. So the Lord's design always works very wonderfully. It acts very wonderfully all the time. Only that because of our conditioned understandings, because of our conditioned intelligence, we sometimes think that there is some, incompatibility, there is something, not fully, somehow, we may not become fully satisfied. But however, the Lord's design is always very perfect, and it is designed always in such a way that it benefits the living entity. So, giving the service of his lotus feet, as Sri Krishna, he does it very selectively. As Lord Chaitanya, he does it indiscriminately. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur sings, that as we say, Yogyata vichare kichu nahi paye. That is, Thakur Bhaktivinoda says that, if there is any consideration of qualification, kichu nahi paye, I will not get anything. So this is actually the condition of all those living entities who come under the shelter of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. If there is a consideration of qualification, there is none. However, because of his ultra magnanimity, everybody comes under the shelter of his lotus feet, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lotus feet. And having taken shelter of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lotus feet, then the entire thing becomes revealed. He reveals the entire spiritual world. He reveals Goloka Vrindavana, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So magnanimous that those people who don't even have understanding of, I am not the body, to them also, by his mercy, the topmost spiritual realm of Goloka Vrindavana also becomes manifest. It becomes revealed, So that is the level of the magnanimity of Sri Chaitanya. It becomes revealed at the transcendental level. Even at the material level, we see that whatever we see today in the Bhauma Vrindavan, it is actually revealed through the agency of the followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was the one who engaged Srila Rupa Sanatana Goswamis to resurrect all the places of Krishna's Leela. So if today so many people from all parts of the world are coming to Sridham Vrindavan and seeing all the places, that also we are seeing through the eyes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu only. Because Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the one who, through Rupa Sanatana Goswamis, has revealed all the pastime places of Sri Krishna. So in fact, everybody who visits Vrindavan and actually takes part, in all the festivities in Vrindavan and seeing all the places, the darshana saubhagya that people are getting, the great good fortune of having darshan of Sri Vrindavan Dham and all the Leela-Stalis of Sri Krishna also is revealed through Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That is not only the Gaudiyas, even for others. Therefore, without Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy, we are simply, if not for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy, our life, this human life would have been completely worthless. Whatever little worth we may feel that we have is because of the ultra magnanimity of Sri Chaitanya. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu giving that opportunity to everyone without any consideration of qualification, that is what is giving us the opportunity. Divya Gandha Ani Keha Lepa Sri Charane Tulasi Kamale Meli Puje Kona Jane. Someone brought fragrant sandalwood paste which he smeared on those lotus feet. Someone else offered Tulasi Manjaris in worship. According to the following Vedic statement quoted in Hari Bhakti Vilas, Chandanaguru Karpura Pangam Gantham Ihochyate. The term Gantha refers to the mixture of sandalwood paste, aguru, and camphor. Otherwise, according to Garuda Purana quoted in Hari Bhakti Vilas, Gantha refers to the mixture of 2 portions of musk, 4 portions of sandalwood, 3 portions of kumkum, and 1 portion of camphor. This is very dear to the Supreme Lord and all godly personalities. The word meli means to mix or to combine. So, just like how deity is worshipped with all the upacharas, why deity is worshipped with all the upacharas is because the deity form or the Archavatara form of the Lord is the Lord's most merciful form in Kali Yuga, so that everybody can offer worship. We understand that. The Archa Vigraha, he becomes available to everyone, so that everyone can worship him and gradually get the taste for worshipping him. Here we see in the Mahaprakash Leela that self-same Supreme Personality of Godhead, whose Archa, Aradhana and Puja itself is difficult. Although the Lord is Archa and is available in places wherever he is established, even that for many people, they don't find it so convenient to do it. Correct? Otherwise, all our temples, all our centers should be overflowing with people, although it is open to everyone, right? Although it is open to everyone, still people find so many difficulties, people find so many impediments from coming and worshipping. But here we see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, self-same Supreme Personality of Godhead, is allowing his devotees to serve him like that. How magnanimous is he? And how wonderful and how elevated such Mahatmas are, who are the Parshadas of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who are able to worship him like that. And just to think that this happened just 500 odd years ago. It's not like yugas away, when we read about Lord Hari appearing to rescue Gajendra, we think that is so many yugas away. When we read about Lord Ramachandra rescuing Sita Devi, we think, that is so many yugas away. When we read the manifest pastimes of Krishna, we say that's Dwapara Yuga, that is, 1 yuga away, like that. But here, see how fortunate we are to be born in this particular Kali Yuga, where the Lord decided to appear as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And all those pastimes are available for us to relish through oral reception. Actually, we can take part in these pastimes by hearing. And because it is closer to us, it is more relatable to us. So actually, we should never underestimate our good fortune. Although we understand that in Kali Yuga, Mandaha Samanda Madayo Mandabhagya Mandabhagya Upadruta, we are all very slow. We are all Mandabuddhis. We are all retarded. And we are Mandabhagya, we are unfortunate. Upadruta, we are disturbed. All these things are there. In spite of all these things, in Kali Yuga, we are all the anugas of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all the anugas of Srila Rupa Goswami, all the anugas of Srila Prabhupada. We are so fortunate that we are able to hear these pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is that self-same Supreme Personality of Godhead. And that is related by great personalities like Vrindavan Das Thakur and Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Pad. Just imagine. We should never forget this is not happening by some coincidence. No. It is simply our great fortune. It is simply the unlimited mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that we are able to. Whether we enter into the pastime or not, whether we enter into that ocean of bliss or not, at least, minimum we can stand by the bank of the ocean, and see. That is minimum guarantee. The invitation is always there to jump in and relish it fully. That is also there. And that invitation is open to everyone. So that is the kind of magnanimity that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu exhibited. And these devotees were able to worship him like that in that Mahaprakash Leela. Keharatna Suvarna Rajata Alankara Padapadme Diya Diya Kare Namaskara. Someone offered ornaments made of gold, silver, and gems at his lotus feet, and then offered obeisances. See again, like we offer to the deity form of the Lord, these devotees are able to offer to Lord directly and pay obeisances, thereby expressing our servitude. Offering something to the Lord who is already complete in everything. It is like always the example given in Shastras and by the acaryas is like, when you're doing arkhya to Ganga using Ganga water. You're taking water from Ganga and offering to Ganga. Similarly, we are making all our offerings of all the precious things, maybe gold, maybe diamond, maybe silver, everything we are offering to the Lord and paying obeisance to the Lord. Actually, we may think, in our immature stage, we may think, see, Lord, I am offering all these things for your pleasure. But actually, neither can we manufacture the gold, nor can we manufacture the silver, nor can we manufacture the diamond. Everything is coming from Mother Nature. And then we may think, okay, I have purchased this with my earnings. But that ability to earn also is given by Krishna only. So ultimately, whatever we are offering to Krishna has come from Krishna only. So by offering it and paying obeisance, actually, we are expressing our servitude that I am your servant. Please accept this. Not that I am offering you. No. Please accept as I am your servant. So that way, offering ourselves and whatever we have to Krishna That is also an anga of devotional service. And that is also one of the instructions that the Lord himself has given. No? Mat yaji mam namaskuru. So here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving these devotees the opportunity to do all that. The only thing is that it is being directly offered. That personality who is right in front of them. Pataneta Shukla Neela Supita Vasana Padapatme Diya Namaskare Sarvajana. Everyone offered obeisances while white, blue, and yellow silk cloth were offered at the Lord's lotus feet. Nanavida Dhatu Patra Dei Sarvajane Najani Kateka Asi Pade Sri Charane. They offered various types of metal containers. No one knew how many people fell at his lotus. So, although this is happening in a closed setting, as in this is not like a street Sankirtan, it's not like a Radhayatra Sankirtan of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is happening in a closed, what can we say, Guhya, secretive setting. But then, this verse indicates that so many people took advantage of that. So many people were given the opportunity by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to come and make some offering and pay obeisances while he is sitting on the asan of Mahavishnu. So, naturally, all the people who got wind of it, who got this information, they are all coming. They are paying obeisance to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is none other than the Supreme Lord himself. Ye charana pujivare sabara bhavana ja Rama Shiva kare ye lagi kamana Vaishnavera dasa dasi gane taha puje Ei mata falahaya Vaishnave ye bhaje. The lotus feet that all living entities beginning with Brahma, Lakshmi and Shiva desire to worship were now being worshipped by the servants and maid servants of the Vaishnavas. This is the result of serving the Vaishnavas. Now, Bhagavata Thakur is coming to that point. The Vaishnavas are naturally akinchana or without material assets. And through external vision, ordinary people consider the Vaishnavas servants and maid servants to be even more poor. But since Vishnu is the worshipable Lord and treasure of the Vaishnavas, the servants and maid servants of the Vaishnavas obtain the eligibility to worship that all desirable treasure. So here, Bhagavata Thakur is saying that right from Lakshmi Devi and Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva, everybody is desirous of worshipping the lotus feet of God. Everybody is desirous of worshipping the lotus feet. And it is taught through parampara that that is the highest goal to be attained. The highest goal that one should aim is for the lotus feet of the Lord, to be able to serve. So here, Bhagavata Thakur is saying, the Vaishnavas and their servants and maid servants, they are all able to do this. Why? Although they may look materially impoverished, a Vaishnava may not be materially well placed. In the same Mahaprakash Leela, we also see the Lord asking them to bring Palavecha Sridhar. So he's another great Mahatma Vaishnava, who's totally dedicated to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Extremely materially impoverished person. But they don't consider that material impoverished condition to be of any consequence. Because actually it is inconsequential how materially influential we are while we are in this body. It has no bearing on what happens to us at the end of this lifetime. There's zero bearing. Therefore, Vaishnavas don't consider that to be important at all. And for them, For Vaishnava, the greatest treasure is the Supreme Lord, who is so difficult to attain. So one who is actually situated in knowledge can understand that this Vaishnava is the richest person. Why? He has got the treasure that everybody wants, but that treasure he is already holding in his hand. And therefore he is able to share that with other people. Vaishnava, servant, maid servant, everybody. Why? Because the treasure belongs to him. He's become so dear. All these Vaishnavas are so dear to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They're all given the opportunity. And when they give somebody else the opportunity, Mahaprabhu does not stop them. Mahaprabhu does not stop. But we will find that some people are getting stopped. You will see in the Chaitanya Lila that there is that Jnani Brahmana who wanted to enter, but he was not allowed to enter. That Gopala Chapala, he was not able to enter. So if one is offensive, one cannot enter. But if one is, although one may not be greatly learned, one may not be greatly devoted, but if you are offenseless, you get the opportunity. That is the Mahavadanyaya nature of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, allowing everybody. Because for the Vaishnava, for his follower, his devotee, he is the greatest treasure. For them, there is nothing above or beyond him. And therefore, for them, everything else is equal to grains of sand. They don't care. All great devotees have this common view about material situations. That is because they understand that the only thing worth having is the association, is the service of the lotus feet of the Lord. Everything else is inconsequential. Therefore, they get the opportunity. And because they take that opportunity with full sincerity, with full involvement, they're able to share it. And other people are also getting the opportunity. So like this, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy is being given by these devotees to everybody because they don't care. They don't care for the material qualification of who is coming to surrender to the Lord. And the Lord automatically, he does everything for their, he makes all the arrangements. Is it not? When Sri Rupa Goswami was worshipping the deity form of the Lord and he found that, I cannot do this anymore. So by the Lord's own arrangement, one big merchant comes, he builds the temple and he establishes the Lord, all Seva Puja established, all done. And Rupa Goswami goes back to the whichever tree he was under. So it is taken care by the Lord like that. And these Akinchana Vaishnavas, they know the Lord is taking care like that. So for them, whatever seems very insurmountable for the ordinary Baddha Jivas, for the pure devotee Vaishnava, those things are of least importance, are of least relevance. So that is what we are seeing in the mercy of Chaitanya. Durvadhanya tulasi laya sarvajane Paya abhaya sabe dena Sri Charane. They fearlessly offered fresh grass, paddy, and tulsi at the lotus feet of the Lord. Nanavida falayani dena padatale ganta pushpa chandana Sri Charane keha thale. Some of them brought various kinds of fruits which they offered at his lotus feet, while some offered sandalwood paste and flowers at the Lord's lotus feet. Keha puje kariya Shodasha upachare keha vasadangamate yena spure yare. Someone was inspired to worship with 16 ingredients, while someone was inspired to worship with 6 ingredients. The meaning of Shadangamate with 6 ingredients is already, it is explained in the 6th chapter. So I'm not going into that. It is mandatory in our system, the Vedic system, that worship of the Lord means always we must offer something. We must offer something. That is to train ourselves to ultimately offer ourselves to them. The Lord is not dependent on our offerings. The Lord does not go hungry if I don't offer bhoga one day. But I am offering bhoga for my purification. You know, the Lord does not go without clothing if I don't dress the Lord. So therefore, whenever we are presenting ourselves before the Lord, it is said that one must make some offering. Srila Prabhupada, you know, he established this system in a very beautiful, gentle way that he would tell his very early followers that, you know, you can bring, you know, one flower, you can bring one fruit. You know. Somebody would bring one candle. Somebody would bring one fruit. So because Srila Prabhupada said you can bring even a fruit or a flower. So, you know, there are initial days people would bring one flower, one fruit. It is to build that relationship of love with the Lord. Because always we express our love by giving. So we are investing our emotions of love on all the various, you know, family members. And how do we please them? By giving them something. When the father is coming back from work, he brings something, sweets for his children. And they are waiting. So what is that actually happening? That is the exchange of love. Is it not? So similarly, by offering something to the Lord, we are actually trying to re-establish that relationship of love that we have with them. So here all these devotees, the servants of the Lord and their servants and, you know, their servants and people known to them, everybody is coming. They're all giving, making some offering, some flower, somebody's bringing fruit, somebody's bringing fresh grass, somebody's bringing tulsi leaves. Everything they are offering. The Lord in that, in the bhava, that Mahaprakasha bhava, he is very magnanimously accepting all these offerings and blessing all these devotees. Just, we cannot imagine how merciful Sri Chaitanya actually is. And how his mercy continues to be distributed even to the most unfortunate people, even as we speak. That every sangha, every satsanga that we have is actually a manifestation of the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Srila Prabhupada, he is that representative. He's come to distribute. And through these words of these acaryas, that mercy is becoming manifest. And even hearers, you know, although we may not be the perfect shrota, the perfect hearer, although we may not be the perfect vakta, the perfect speaker, however, everybody becomes the recipient of the mercy. That is how this system so wonderfully and inconceivably works. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy. And we are always dependent on that mercy. We are always hopeful that, you know, we will receive that mercy fully. And we are always hopeful that ultimately we would get that topmost result. Not by our endeavor, not by our qualification, not by our attainment of jnana or vairagya, but by the mercy of Sri Chaitanya. That is a great hope for all devotees who are in the Gaudiya Sampradaya, that everybody has actually the chance to become the servant of the servant of the servant of gopis whose husband is Krishna, as Sri Chaitanya says. So that we are all part of that ocean of, we are all part of that ocean of mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in this Kali Yuga through his chanting of the Hare Krishna. By hearing these pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his followers, his Parshadas, who are all very exalted devotees, these are all very rare personalities that whoever we see as an associate of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, none of them are ordinary people. They are all very rare Mahatmas who are serving him so in such a confidential, close manner. And all this is being revealed to us through these personalities like Vrindavan Das Thakur and Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. Therefore, we should always remain eternally grateful to all these merciful acaryas and Vaishnavas and to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that we continue to remain under their supervision so that we can practice our devotional service and continue. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat ki jai. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Such a nice pastime you just described about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Mahaprakash Leela. And you told whole the class about the glorification of the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's nature and how he is so merciful, he is so magnanimous to all his devotees, that whoever they invest whole life, everything in the lotus feet of him, he just reveals him. He just executed all these things, whatever they can understand, and they can see the Lord by face to face, and they do worship the Lord by directly, So it's very, very nice. I like to hear all the things, and then I can say that we are so fortunate that we are under the umbrella of Srila Prabhupada, and by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada and by the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we are all together, all the devotees, exalted devotees, we can hear and we can speak about Mahaprabhu's pastime. So I can say that I am also most fortunate that I can see and I can hear in the association of the Sangha. So I feel so blissful by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada and Sri Mahaprabhu Prabhuji. And whatever we do the worship, always we have to offer ourselves like in a mood of service mood, that we do service. We are so fortunate by his mercy we got this service to do. So it is very nice, Prabhuji, and I am so grateful to you, Prabhuji, too, that you explain everything in details very nicely. How all the people, the Bhakta Purvacharya, they are so fortunate, all that personality, so fortunate. They were doing all these things and they teach us how to do the worship the Lord. Thank you, Prabhuji. And if you have a time, then somebody devotees have a question, you can take it.
Yes.
Dear devotees, this is open for everyone.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavad Pranam. Thank you so much for coming on the call and for this beautiful session. You stressed how important the position of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is. And it just struck me when you were saying that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates made it, excavated all the holy places in Vrindavan Dham also, not just for the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, everybody today. So, yeah, I didn't see it that way before, but thank you so much for bringing that to light. He is the most merciful. Krishna can be selective, but Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not. So thank you. It's such a beautiful session. I don't have any questions, just wanted to express my gratitude. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. If there are no other questions or realizations, we can end the call here.
Mataji. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam. Very, very nice and enlightening class and very, very glorious thing you told about the Mahaprabhu's mercy and everything. So it was very nice class today, so beautiful, and we are so grateful to you, Prabhuji. We look forward to your association
Thank
again
you
in
for your
future.
association.
वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। श्री चैतन्य भागवत की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। हिज ग्रेस गोवर्धन गिरिदास प्रभु जी की जय। हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, हरि बोल, दंडवत
Thank you,
प्रणाम।
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Excellent session. Hare Krishna.
Shall we end the call, Mataji?
Your Mata.